Hello, today I'm going to make Turkish eggs for you. This is a recipe that I saw on YouTube from Nigella Lawson, who's a lovely British chef, and she does some really homemade stuff, and I was going to make that what she showed on video, and I thought, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make it here, and then you can all compare. You can go on YouTube and search for Nigella Lawson poached eggs and then see how hers compares to what I'm going to do. It's going to be very similar, but obviously mine is not going to be anywhere nearly as good because this is all unrehearsed and uncut. We'll see how it goes. So let's get started. Okay, so let's see what you need. Some yogurt first. Let's get some Greek yogurt. And I also need some butter. Let me get some butter. I'm going to get the butter started first. So here's I'm going to take, just eyeball it, about half a block of butter. I'm just going to put it in this. I'm going to put this in a pan, put it on low heat. I'm going to get this going to melt. I want it to turn a little bit brown, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Don't rush that one, but now let's come to the yogurt now. Let me get my yogurt, and what I need is, this yogurt is it's cold from the fridge, so I really need this to be a little bit softer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to soften this over a bit of hot water where I'm going to use for poaching my eggs. So this is really killing two birds with one stone. I think this has got plenty of yogurt here. So, but before I do that, I need to put some garlic in here. And this is, if you really love your fingers and you don't want your fingers to be on the grater, kill your fingers on the grater, this is a great technique to mincing garlic. You put this garlic, smash it, put a little salt, and then you just go like this, and then just keep bringing it back. Once you've minced it a little bit, this is a technique I learned from Jamie Oliver. You just go like this, make it nice and smooth, and this will save your fingers because you don't have to grate to mince the garlic. Now this is going to give a nice flavor to the yogurt. Okay, as you can see, it's just becoming softer and softer. Look, this is how you do it. This is the technique. It's ready to go. I'm going to lift this up, put it in my yogurt, and all the yogurt goes in here. And don't forget to season your yogurt because the yogurt is not going to season itself, right? So you make sure you put the seasoning in there, mix it, and then you bring it over here, over this hot water, like a bain-marie, and you just do this and let it smoothen and loosen up a little bit. It's getting nice and warm. It's having fun with the garlic and the salt, and let it go. My butter is doing great. What I'm looking for in the butter is some kind of a really nice burnt butter, but don't rush it. Let it just go by itself. All right, so my yogurt is almost done. Look, see how much smoother it is now. It's not as it's kind of room temperature. I'm going to take this one off the heat and let it stay here. I'm going to take the heat up a little bit to get ready for my poached eggs. And my butter is coming along nicely. It's just browning slowly. Again, don't rush this one. You don't want to rush this one. You want it to take its time to become brown. So now it's time to do the eggs. Now, the eggs, it's like doing a poached egg is one of the toughest things to do. So I'm going to give you some tips and that I learned from Nigella Lawson. And that number one, the egg has to be very, very cold. You take it right out of the fridge. And then the other thing is a lot of people, what they do is they put the water, they make the water spin, spin, spin. And the reason they do that is because that inertia stops those little fluffy stuff going wild and disappearing. But this is a great technique because what's going to do is we're going to put this through a kind of a tea strainer. And what that's going to do, those little watery stuff is going to come out. And when the watery stuff comes out, then it will not need, there will be no need for you to do any spinning or anything like that. So once that's done, I'm going to put this in a cup, and then instead of putting vinegar in the water, which is going to make it taste vinegary, what I'm going to do is I'm putting about a spoon of lemon juice right on the egg white, and the egg white just sucks it in and it just makes it harder. I can hear my butter going on here. Let's have a look at the butter. It's coming in nicely, sizzling. That's beautiful. It's not brown yet. So here's what we're going to do. The water, make sure it's not boiling because we want very little movement in the water. So we're going to put this on a very low heat. Let it come off the boil. Take a look at this one. So what you do is you want very little movement. Come here take a look at this water, not boiling, on a very low heat, and then you get this cup as close as you can to the water, and then just drop it in the water gently, and just let it sit there. Don't touch it, don't do anything. Let it just sit there by itself. In the meantime, my butter is almost ready. So take a look at this butter. Nice and brown. Now this is a little French technique. It's called browning butter called noisette. Noisette means hazelnut. In fact, if you go to a streets of Paris and go to a cafe and order a cafe noisette, they'll bring you a shot of espresso with a dash of milk, which make, if they do it right on top in the middle of your cup, it looks just like a hazelnut, also has the color of hazelnut, hence cafe noisette. Don't you just love this? Not I'm only feeding you, I'm also educating you. So my butter is almost brown now. It looks good. I'm going to take it off heat. I'm going to add a bit of virgin olive oil. And to take the burn off. There you go. And then what I'm going to do is, this is the magic. This is where the magic happens. I'm going to put a little bit of a chili pepper, chili flakes, which is going to bring that nice bit of flavor. You just watch this. If it's done right, this is going to start foaming. Let's see if it happens. There's a bit of chili, and then just to put a little bit of color, I'm going to put a little bit of paprika in there too. That's it. Just a little bit of color. This is going to be my sauce. This is going to be my butter sauce. My egg is looking pretty good. Take a look at the egg. It looks beautiful. So I'm going to prepare this dish. I'm going to get a bowl. I'm going to put my yogurt in here. Just a couple of blobs of yogurt. Like that. There you go. And then while that's happening, we're going to need a bread, don't we? I need a nice crusty bread, so I'm going to cut this up, put it in the toaster, get it ready. You need a nice little chunky bread. It's going to be nicely toasted. Let's see what comes out. Nice and burnt. And so now my eggs should be ready now. I'm going to grab a paper towel to make sure to blob this. Come and have a look at this one. This is a perfect poached egg. No fail poached egg. Let the water drain. And then I just blot this a little bit. I'm going to put this in here. There you go. And then the beautiful sauce. Here comes the sauce. This butter sauce is what's going to make it. You just take a bit of this, put it on top of the egg like that. And then a little bit on the side. This is it. And now there's one last thing to do. We need a little bit of freshness in here. I've got a bit of dill here. Let's just cut this up. There you go. There you have it. Turkish eggs. When we come back, I'm going to dip my toast in there. I'm going to tell you what it tastes like. So it's now time to see what this tastes like. Sitting here in front of our beautiful garden, a little bit of nice setting. So this is nice crusty bread, toasted. So this is the way to do it. You're going to put it in the egg and see how, if it oozes out or not. That will be the real test. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. There's a bit of yogurt, a bit of egg. You never think that egg and yogurt will go well, but that the taste of the yolk mixed with that yogurt with a hint of garlic and the freshness of dill, it just takes you right into Istanbul. It's a beautiful breakfast. Wish you were here.